How's it going, everybody? You know who it is, yours truly, King of Charisma, Shaman, and Swagger, Carter James, the Nillihcmaster! Nillihcmaster in the house. Nillihc to the max always. My good people, it is so great to be back with you guys, giving you a couple of updates, but above all, it's the 11.5-month anniversary of Nillihc being here on this beautiful planet, and I'm so honored and humbled to be known as the King of Charisma, Shaman, and Swagger, Carter James, the Nillihcmaster, and to have created this word, 11.5 years ago, and how much it's transformed in time, and it's evolved and become bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. I'm truly, truly excited and confident for its future, and I'm ready to inspire people, places, things, and ideas for decades, and thinking positively, centuries to come. So, one of the biggest reasons why I'm posting this blog in the 11.5-year anniversary of Nillihc is because I want to give people who are getting to know me for the first time a little explanation, if you will, a brief explanation as to who I am, what I do, and what Nillihc really is and what it represents. Over time, there's been a lot of misrepresentations, misconceptions, ridiculous, ignorant belief systems of what they think it is when it really is not that. The whole 9 yards. So, for those of you who know, this is obviously all, you already know this already, but of course the word Nillihc is the slang term chillin' spelled backwards. It doesn't mean chillin' in any way, shape, or form, nor is it the anti-chillin' and crap like that. Nillihc is simply the same thing as great, excellent, and awesome. It has the same meanings as those words. Great, excellent, and awesome. Oh, that's Nillihc. Oh, that's super Nillihc. Man, that's Nillihc to the max. But it also means to be the best you can possibly be. As a human being, as an individual, to be the total 10 version of yourself and to consistently grow in wisdom and stature, and hopefully in the favor of the universe and man, if that is something that you're interested in achieving in your lifetime. Nillihc will never ever be a religion, a belief system, or a cult, but rather a personal empowerment or just a really fun word to use, if you choose to put it in your vocabulary. There's a lot of words that are, spelt backwards that mean a whole other thing. For example, the word pool, like a swimming pool. It's loop spelt backwards. And pool and loop, they're two totally different words. And that's the same thing with Nillihc and chillin'. Or take the word rat, for example. Rat is tar, spelt backwards. And tar, like black tar that you see on the road or otherwise, and rat being the animal. Two totally different things, two totally different meanings. Same thing once again goes with Nillihc and chillin'. Nillihcmaster was just a personified idea that I came up with back in 2007 when I was just graduating high school. My full legal name right now is Carter James Turnbull. But because, since my parents divorced back in 06, or when it got finalized in 07, I didn't want to be known as Carter Turnbull anymore, due to the fact that I didn't want to take on a failed name. I love both my family members very much. Obviously, divorce happens in some people's lives, and it's not fun. So I decided to use both my first and middle name as a first and last name personification, and use the word Nillihcmaster, Carter Nillihcmaster James, to be my full name as a performer. And that's how I introduce myself to people, Carter James or Carter Nillihcmaster James, if they want to know my full name, even though that isn't my legal full name. So I know that's a lot to take in, but I hope that makes sense to you guys. I want to thank those right now, before I get ahead of myself, for those who have taken the time, the effort, and their energy to pay attention, to be curious about what I do for a living, what I do as far as, being Nillihc and everything else in between. I want to thank you guys, for those of you who've known me for a year, 2 to 3 years, 4 to 5 to 6 years, or for the full 10 to 11 years that my word Nillihc has been in existence. I am so grateful for all of you, my family, my friends, my fans. You're the people that I pay attention to the most when it comes to who I am, what I do, and for Nillihc to be a huge part of me and for it to be tattooed on my upper back. that's a really beautiful thing, and I'm so honored that people take the time to really be interested in and enthusiastic about it. As far as my critics are concerned, as far as the critics, the haters, hecklers, trolls, and bigots, if you will, who will say, bullshit and crap online, I mean, it's pretty fucking ludicrous. I really don't take any time whatsoever to really pay attention to them. But of course, if anything was to involve my family, my friends, or my fans, of course, I would step up and put people in their place if they wanted to go the extra mile to attack those whom I love, whether that be physical, mental, spiritual, or otherwise. I will step in, and the truth and the facts, above all, the facts will prevail. Not only will the truth come out, but the facts, actualities, and realities will be victorious. As far as what the Nillihcmaster is, since 2007, I've been calling myself the Nillihcmaster, and Nillihcmaster is purely just an amped-up manifestation of myself, a persona, if you will. Yes, the Nillihcmaster is indeed a persona. However, the personality aspects of who and what he is can never be faked, no matter what. The Nillihcmaster, in the years that I have been this person, he hops, skips, jumps, and dances because I hop, skip, jump, and dance him. The Nillihcmaster is intense because I, for one, have intense thoughts and feelings running through my head 24/7. The Nillihcmaster is also very energetic because I, for one, like to be an energetic person, not, boring or just exist. I mean, I want to live as a human being and not just exist as a human being. And the Nillihcmaster, he lives. He's larger than life. Whether you see him at karaoke, whether you've seen him on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, Carter Nillihcmaster James, because I was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show for 5 episodes. Whatever the case may be, who and what I am in the moment, whether I'm Carter James or whether I'm the Nillihcmaster, who and what I am in the moment is what you get. You don't need to hear or don't pay attention to the lies or the bullshit of, oh, he's 110% fake. Oh, there's no way a person like him could be real. Blah 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 blah. I mean, just tell them to shut their bitch asses up and listen to the real source. Moi. Please get to the source if you're interested in who I am or what my persona, the Nillihcmaster, is and forever will be. I also want to say a huge thank you to those who want to take the time to really fully comprehend who I am and what I do, both as Carter James and as the Nillihcmaster. In my everyday life, I do work, a job where I create my own hours. Currently, I am a webcam model. Um, it is not pornography in any way, shape, or form. It's not pornography, but it is adult entertainment. There's a difference between, in my opinion, webcamming and pornography. And I do specifically webcamming. I've been doing it on and off for 4 years now, and to be quite frank, I enjoy it. It helps pay the bills to a degree. It really does help me get to know people, even if it's just typed out words on a screen. I'm really grateful that I get to do that on my own time, and I get to experience, the digital social media of life. And it's a lot of fun, just like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and otherwise. Um, People would like to know certain things about me, like, what is my religion, what is my sexual orientation, what are my views on certain things in life, and I want to take this time as Carter James, the Nillihcmaster, to explain how I feel about certain things like religion, politics, and so on and so forth. When it comes to religion, I don't have one. I was a baptized Christian on August 19th, 2012. That was one of the greatest days of my life, but at the same time, I do question things. I question everything I read. I question everything I hear. I question why religion came into light in the first place. I believe that all religions are created equal. They are all man-made religions, but they all have flaws because they were created by man and not by a god. So that is what I believe. I believe that God is not an invisible man in the sky with a white beard who has all the answers and watches everything you do of every single minute of every single day. I think that's ludicrous. I respect those who choose to believe that, but it isn't for me. And I will certainly not be a bigot towards people who choose to think differently than I do. I believe that God is a frequency. in the universe, the strongest frequency in the universe. When people talk about, well, I found God, or I pray to God, or I listen to God by meditation. I believe that God is simply a frequency that people who believe in it choose to feel in their everyday lives. When you pray to God, whether it be Allah, whether you're praying to, the Christian God, or if you're a Mormon, or whatever your religious, or spiritual beliefs are, my opinion is that they're all praying to the same thing, to the frequency of God. Um, and of course, one could probably consider, quantum physics, as my explanation for that. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. Also, as far as politics, um, for me, I believe that there are things that you should be liberal about, and I believe that there are things you should be conservative about. But you make up your own mind. Whether you're left-winged or right-winged, especially in this culture of the United States of America, they're both part of the same bird, which is America. Left wing, right wing, whatever. Front wing, back wing. I mean, I think the arguments of politics are absolutely fucking ridiculous. I for one don't vote. I sit home and masturbate when the voting booth's open. And even if I wanted to vote, I couldn't, because I'm a Canadian citizen. I'm not an American citizen. When it comes to the nature of what I've just said about being liberal about certain things and being conservative about things, here's where I stand. When it comes to religion, I'm liberal about. When it comes to gay marriage or marriage equality, I am liberal about. When it comes to drugs and alcohol and partying, I am conservative about. I've never been high or drunk in my life, despite the ignorance and flagrant defamation of character claiming otherwise. I've never touched it, not even cigarettes or weed. It's just not for me. I'm bitterly conservative about that, for plenty of reasons. When it comes to the nature of abortions, I will never talk about abortion or my personal or spiritual beliefs of that. It's something that I will never talk about. No comment. I'm going to leave it at that. When it comes to the nature of gay couples being able to adopt, I believe that they should. Surrogate mothers, I am liberal about, yada yada yada. When it comes to political incorrectness, I am a conservative about. I love political incorrectness, and I renounce moral relativity to the core. I believe that conservatives in this country have more of a backbone than liberals, in my opinion. I'm not saying that Democrats do not have backbones, but I feel like conservatives, they just speak their minds, I think, a little bit better than liberals, because they don't fear hurting other people's feelings, to play nice. I think that they do a much better job of that, but I don't think conservatives are very mindful people, or at least some of them aren't. I think that there's I think liberals are a little bit more open-minded, as I think conservatives are a little bit more traditional in their approach to life, whether that be through their religion, through their government, or otherwise, which there's nothing wrong with. I believe in the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and I mean that literally. I believe in the First Amendment. I believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe when it comes to gun control, I am a conservative about. I believe that we as Americans, or North Americans, should have the right to bear arms in every capacity. And I believe we have the right to protect ourselves. Of course, I do believe that there should be certain restrictions when it comes to, people who've been, incarcerated before and crap like that. But I do believe that the good people of this country who want to protect themselves and protect each other or whatever, they should be able to do that, When it comes to other things, which I think, the time's a little bit short. My time is being cut short right now. I'll just leave it at that. That my word Nillihc is a very positive message. It represents something that is very open-minded, but it's also very straightforward, headstrong, and to the point. It wastes no time speaking its mind. It wastes no time being an authentic individual. The Nillihcmaster's overall message, positive message that is to be the best you can possibly be. to be you and to be all of you, to live your life as the masterpiece you want to be, not the person or not a family member or friend or fan should tell you to be. I think that's the worst way to sell out. Selling out to me, it really isn't all that complex. You know, selling out is, making the music you're told to make instead of making the music you want to make. Selling out is, wearing the clothes you're told to wear rather than wearing the clothes you want to wear. Above all, selling out is living the life you're told to live rather than living the life you want to live. And I waste no time with people who are followers because they've been brainwashed and they refuse to use their own minds. I waste no time with that agenda. I love people, but I don't like or love everybody's choices or agendas. And that's that. Don't worry. I'm not trying to brainwash you into believing what I believe. I'm not trying to tell you what you should or should not think. I don't care if you like me or not. And I, for one, am certainly not a hater, heckler, troll, or bigot. So you can relax. I am open-minded to anybody who loves, likes, hates, or dislikes me, and I embrace all human beings. Not with a hippie agenda, which there's nothing wrong with that hippie agenda, but it isn't for me. I live my life with a Carter Nillihcmaster James choice of living. And I hope that I hope that this clears up anything that you guys may be curious about. I know that a lot of it may have sounded like rambling. Oh, he's just going on and on rambling and being repetitive. And yes, I do that. I can admit that. And of course, that is something that I am more than willing to work on. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for the 11.5-year anniversary. Stay Nillihc, forever young and champions. The best is still to come. Thank you all for tuning in. And forever, go out and own it. Just go out and own it. Later!